I think now we are on. Good afternoon, everyone. Finnety, can you still hear me?
Oh yeah, I can still hear you. So is my mic
I,
okay? Yes.
I just realized the meeting wasn't started, so I just started it.
Okay. I see
Yes,
everybody still muted.
their mics are okay. Let me just allow all mics. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope everyone can hear me.
I'm sure you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. All right. To get started again, welcome to our Brainframe Thursday session, where we discuss various topics on how to digitally transform your business, yourself, and your community. Today's topic is hosting as a service, and our conductor today will be Finnety Isaac. He is our hybrid cloud administrator, and he will provide valuable insights into how hosting solutions can elevate your business operations. If you have any questions, please keep them until the end of the session for Finity to answer you accordingly. Also, please take note that this session is being recorded, and usually at the end of the sessions, we share the recording on our social media platforms. But if you have a concern about that, you can also just let us know so we can see if so we don't upload it in if you don't if you're not comfortable with it. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining the session today. Unity, take it away.
All right. Thank you. Okay. I hope everybody can hear me. So
Yes, we
let,
can hear you.
let me just share my screen. Share that one there. There we go. I think everybody should be able to see my screen now.
Yes, I can see your screen. I don't know
Oh,
if everyone else can see the screen.
Yes,
All right, thank you.
all right. Yeah, as I mentioned, my name is Finnety. I'm a hybrid systems administrator at Salt. So today I'm going to be talking about hosting as a service, the service that is provided by Salt. Now, in modern times, obviously everybody's trying to move to the cloud, which is a very smart move on like a whole lot of people. Now, obviously the cloud is like most people say, the cloud is somebody else's computer. I think they say the echo somewhere. Here we go. I was saying, so basically, the cloud is basically somebody else's computer for the person who works in the background, like us at Salt. So for you as the end user, where you are actually seated, for you, it's the cloud, but for us, it's basically our services that we offer uh, in the background. Okay, and now I'm gonna discuss a few advantages of actually hosting. Okay, first let me mention, okay, exactly what is hosting. Well, basically, hosting as a service, let's put it that way. Hosting as a service will be if you would like to outsource some of the functions of your basically your IT functions to a third party company like Microsoft, AWS in their cloud platforms, and that also includes Salt. So Salt also has a cloud platform where we actually host our clients' data in pretty much anything that you want to host. An example of something you can host with a service provider like Salt will be let me say virtual machines. I mean, for system administrators, you can host your virtual machines with Salt. You can also host your websites. You can host your backups. You can use Salt as your disaster recovery service provider. That is all possibilities that you can also use as hosting, but it's pretty much not limited because I mean in the past, mostly what people did, we only had what we call email hosting, where you a client, your company hosted your emails with a separate company. You only connected through that via your using Outlook, yeah, through your Microsoft Outlook to the exchange. So basically that was email hosting, and obviously over the years hosting has evolved from being just normal email hosting to pretty much anything that you want to host. So what you're looking at there is actually a few advantages of hosting as a service. So one of the advantages why you would want to consider hosting as a service is the financial benefits of it. Now, most of you have pretty much have requested, say, for quotations for new servers, and yeah, mostly new servers. And you know, like a server in itself will cost you like like into close to 100,000 just for one server. And then additional to that, you have licenses that needs to be. You need to license let's say if you have if a VMware server, you need to license that, and then you obviously need to license the operating systems that runs on there, and any additional thing obviously. If you compare the cost of actually buying a hardware server hardware to outsourcing the function of that, what that server can do, it actually there's like a huge difference in savings. Now, another advantage is they reduce IT labor cost and hardware cost setup. Now, after buying your hardware, basically your server, for example, now it's setting that up. It can take you hours to actually assemble one server and install and everything, and then migrate all your old server workloads to the new, or to your new environment. Now, compared to these services being hosted, you basically just migrate your existing infrastructure to like to your cloud service provider. Another advantage that you have is productivity. Well, most people well, with most people on your day-to-day work as an IT person, you have like a lot of things that you need to do, and getting around to making time for you to actually uh, unbox a server, put in the additional components that comes with it, in rack mount it into your server room, that can take like a whole of time, which can actually take you away from your actual other works that you're supposed to do, like say service desk, your network and all that. So the next option that you have there is faster provisioning. Now, if you opted to host your services with Salt, faster provisioning simply means that, let's say you have a server that is running out of space. You call Salt and you say that, please add, I need an additional 50 gigs worth of hard drive space. Um, Now, one thing is, you no longer have to get quotation, say for a new hard drive from a supplier, then approve the quotation, and then after the quotation is approved, have that shipped to you, and then you have to go in the server room and go through the whole process of putting in your new disk. Basically, this is provisioned directly in the background for you. All you see on your end of the server is, well, more hard drive space. uh okay, one of the other few options you have, this says business continuity. Now, keep in mind is the service that Salt offers, or the hosting that Self offers, it is secure, and it sits behind what do I call a distributed data center. So not everything is actually hosted in the same in the same place. What would happen is, if one, say one region goes down, the next well, there is another server, or say a workload that will actually take over the workload of the service that just went down, which also comes down to what you call disaster risk reduction, which if you were managing your own servers in your environment, you literally have, you get places where you have your servers, your NAS drive and everything, your backups in one server room. If disaster was to strike, worst case scenario, you can literally lose everything. Whereas if you hosted your services out, or outsource some of the your services, for example your backups, have a disaster recovery environment, your This reduces the risk of you well having a blackout. And another advantage is increased data security. So uh, now, usually the data center, when it comes to source side, sits behind like very secure environments where each client has their own dedicated network and routing and everything that well is pretty hard to actually crack into there from the outside. And we have what we call disaster recovery environments and high availability. What basically that means is high availability is you have one server, one high availability cluster. Yeah, actually, cluster is the word I was looking for. You have a cluster. Your environment works as a cluster, which is separated from the primary site to the secondary site. So if the secondary site goes down, if the site goes down, your secondary site takes over the functionalities of everything that is running in the primary side. And the option, it is scalable, it is durable, well, high availability, which I just mentioned over there. And so, uh, a few key concepts when it comes to hosting as a service is actually what runs in the background of the services apart from the hosting itself. So everything that is hosted must still be backed up. So Salt actually still backs up your data that you are actually hosting. Is, for example, you are hosting like your live environment. So you have disaster recovery, business continuity, and your recovery time objective and your recovery period objective. Let's say in the event something happens, something goes down, how long can your company afford to stay offline before you are affected, say financially, or in the event that you have to recover everything, you have to recover your backups or go through your disaster recovery process. How long do you want to take before your systems can actually come back online? Um, Now, this shows you here that the sales service as a sales hosting as a service, it comes in different flavors. So you can either opt to just do your backup. So in this case, what would happen? You on your side, say in your local office, you have your servers, and you also have your backups that are being say backed up to QNAP hard drives like on site, and you would like to have just your off-site backup. So we can provision a option where you can actually back up your environment outside source environment, where this obviously can be done right over the internet. You will no longer need to run around, plug in a hard drive, copy backups to the hard drive, and then you go save it, in a safe somewhere. And you also have disaster recovery. So basically, with the disaster recovery options are you do have your primary site, which is your office. So what we do, we'll create a disaster recovery site, which is now hosted in Salt. So what would happen is your live servers in from your environment, they'll be replicating over to Salt's data center recovery. So that Salt's data centers. So in the event that you went offline, let's say, hey, your building caught fire, rain, storm, whatever, floods, you can literally invoke your DR services, that the disaster recovery sites starts running, and you can continue working from a secondary location, more like working from home, and your services comes back online. And if you can now, the third option is, if you want, you can actually host your live servers. Say, on if you do not want to have, for example, servers in your environment, in your premises, you can outsource your entire server rack space, like servers, your emails, your DC, your application servers. This can all be hosted inside Salt's data center, where you can actually only connect. The only thing you need on premises is obviously or your internet connection, and to connect to the services that are hosted for you. And obviously, only you can access these services that are it's sold. Let me see. Okay. And so if you as a client say, if you are online now, let's say you wanted to look at the option where you want to sign up for hosting as a service with Salt. So what we can do, we can come into your environment and we can do like an assessment to see what you actually have, and then we can give recommendations to what we can offer based on your based on your current environment. Okay, I'm gonna end there because I think I've talked a lot and I feel like I'm kind of talking alone. So I'm gonna open option for questions if anybody has questions on the other side. Yeah. Are people still online or am I talking alone here? Uh, Grace, I see again. No, microphones are just muted. Are there any questions? Let me see on the chat if there's anybody that not let me just see if the manuscripts added meeting notes to the meeting record. Okay, no, that's just meeting recording. If there are any questions, I think the chat box on the side is open for questions. You can drop a question in there, or you can just unmute because I see everybody is muted on the call. You can just unmute yourself and shoot your question. I should be able to answer. Can everybody still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Finnety. I hope everyone
Okay.
else can hear you.
I hope so because it's like dead. It's like dead still on the meeting. I just hope, yeah, there are people that are actually paying attention. I hope people are not didn't just join in and continue working on the side.
I think they're listening. Maybe they don't have questions for now.
Okay, okay. I'll assume no questions would mean for me the content was very clear.
Are there any questions from the floor? Amakali, Jansen, Yafet, Rian, Reta. Is there any questions on the floor for the presentation that was presented?
To me, it was clear. Thank you.
Oh, awesome!
Yes.
Yeah, at least somebody say something now. I know at
Yeah.
least people were listening to me.
Yeah, no. I understand. Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
I mean,
Finity,
yeah,
that was your last. That was your last presentation.
yes, that was my last slide that I had. Unless there are any questions that I can add on.
Okay.
Um, So, I mean, if you are sitting in your office, you can think of any option in your environment that you currently have, and you can ask on how Salt can actually assist you, or what you would want to improve on your service, or like on your current environment. And we should be pretty much flexible with that. Or yeah, any question or like that you saw in the presentation that you feel like okay, you want more information. Okay, Grace, looks like the presentation was pretty much clear, so you can take it from there.
All right. Thank you, Finity, for that presentation. Is there no comments, perhaps? Maybe you want to add something or you want to ask advice? Because we still have less than 30 minutes time.
Oh yeah, we
On
still have
our,
30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, we still have 30 minutes. So if anybody has any questions or maybe regarding, let's say, what you have in your environment, your email servers, your your application servers, how that can be accessed via the internet or anything in that favor. And now is your time to ask. Then you probably see us in your office in the next 2 days to come do an assessment for you and give you better recommendations.
Yeah, I think there's no questions. I think maybe it was clear. Should we
Okay.
end it here, everyone?
Yeah, no, from my side, yeah, thank you. Yeah, presentation was clear. So there's no other questions. We can end it. It's fine. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Jansen. Mr.
Thank
Jansen.
you. Thank you, Grace. And Finnety, much
All
appreciated.
all right. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. If there's no more questions, comments, I think we can end it here. Thank you very much, Finnety. Thank you, everyone, for joining. If you do maybe have follow-up questions, you don't want to speak on the platform, you can send us an email and we will share the recording again with everyone and also share it on our social media platforms. If you're not comfortable with that, please also let us know. Thank you very much for joining us today. Have a great Thursday further.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.